But remember back in the day, I don't know if you're old enough, but remember back in the day, Olive Garden was like the restaurant.
I remember
Applebee's, Outback, Olive Garden were like.
I remember that because like that being like I remember thinking Olive Garden was fancy.
Yeah.
Because of how I grew up and like I grew up eating like Chef Boyardee and shit.
Same here.
And so Olive Garden was super fancy.
Yep. Same
to
here.
me. And you know, now again I go back and I'm like, oh, you know what? I could have microwaved my own lasagna. Thanks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't have to.
They were on a roll, man. It was in the late 90s or
I'm sure
2000s.
they started real strong.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you franchise, you have to get to it. You can, I think with certain foods, you can only franchise so much, like certain kinds of food, like burgers and fries, super easy.
Yeah.
Cause like those don't have to be, they don't have to taste like Cookout.
Yeah.
You know, Cookout's actually, I think
they
a
do
really good job.
Yeah, I do too.
With franchising how they do. Cause that doesn't taste like a fast food burger.
Well, I think a lot of them that do all the production in-house, I think they do better. I think Five Guys, they do all the production in-house. They do Cookout does all the production in-house, and I know both of those are just burgers. But I say that because like I don't know, early 2000s, mid 2000s, I think a lot of restaurants, a lot of franchises were doing like they would buy like a kitchen in Oklahoma, real cheap, like a big huge warehouse kitchen, and they would produce all their soups and their sauces in that, and they would distribute all of those soups and sauces to all the restaurants across the country to cut cost on labor. Which, you know, and I think that's where it comes in, where it kind of demits. Because when you make like 50,000 gallons of broccoli cheddar soup, it's not going to taste the same if you were to make like a gallon of it. It's very hard to mass produce.
Is soup something that's easy to like freeze and
absolutely,
like unfreeze and keep the same?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like kind of taste.
Absolutely. Well, I'm speaking from like when I was a private chef, I used to make like 2 or 3 gallons of soup. And then, you know, I would give, you know, some soup to the family that night. And then they loved it when I put it in whatever containers and freeze it. And they would pull it out whenever they were in the mood for soup.
And just heat it up or microwave it.
Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah.
And it, you know, and I've done it. And now I don't know about mass production.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother science, man. It really is.
I feel like if you're making that much soup, like if there's anything in the soup that's going to separate, if you're trying to freeze it and transport it or whatever, it's going to separate before you. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I do, and I don't know a lot of information on that, but like I mean, that's a whole nother industry. I mean, they've got like what they call R&D chefs, research and development, where they've got chefs that predict, you know, things going bad, you know, things breaking, things do, you know, there's so many different things that could go wrong or right with any kind of product that they do, whether it be frozen enchiladas to frozen biscuit and sausages, whatever the case may be. But it's just, you know, it's definitely a field that doesn't interest me. You know, like I know chefs that want to do like wood fire pizza and then package them and then put them all over the country. I mean, I've had wood fire pizza, you know, that was frozen in the fresh market, and I've had the frozen wood fire pizza from the same restaurant, and it doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
It's very hard to hit that nail on the head when you start mass producing. Is it worth it? I don't know, man.
I guess it depends on the divide between the product that you're getting at the store versus the product you're getting at the restaurant. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like if you're like, I mean, it doesn't taste exactly the same, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
You know, is it worth it at that point? You know?
Yeah. I mean,
are you paying more for the frozen one or less for the frozen one? Hey, hope you enjoyed that clip. Full episodes of the Small Stuff Podcast are available on YouTube and wherever it is you get your podcasts. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all the things, links in the description. We'll see you later.